Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the 4K Lowdown coming to you with special, special live stream. Um,
Oh God.
I I needed to have you, like that, so that we just come up from the bottom. It was like my son has vanished, and then
Oh man,
like
I'm
what we did at
always.
the bowling alley at the same time,
Mhm.
where we both
So,
pressed the button and went down. Um,
anyways, we should probably focus on the actual show itself.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Not my
we
awesome
we we
humor.
almost never completely focus on the actual show.
Let's be
Um, but so today is it's this is kind of a special day for me. Um, May 18th is the anniversary of the Mount St. Helens eruption. It's now 42 years ago that
42.
42
42
years
years.
ago.
That's crazy.
And that was that last picture that I showed. That's Mount St. Helens right there
Yeah,
when it erupted.
whole side
Totally.
blew up.
Not gonna lie, I
Yeah.
I watched that intro from the ground, and that was just very. It was like, oh, okay, so he's just
Bless
showing
you.
some stuff. I did not see the Mount St. Helens the last thing because I was just like,
Oh,
okay, focus, focus, focus.
focus on. I'm
Time
gonna
for
go
comedy. Ooh,
there. Oh wait, there was
disaster.
a volcano. Hold on, bring that back. So in honor of this day, I call it Disaster Day. Um,
Mhm.
I like to talk about my favorite disaster movies. So what we did was I had each of us pick one disaster movie, and then I had to throw an extra one in there because there was one that we didn't pick that I'm like, we got to talk about it.
We got to.
Um, and then I had to throw in the two volcano movies, the two
Yeah,
main volcano
Oh
disaster
yeah.
movies. Um,
it makes sense.
so we're going to talk about some of our favorite disaster movies,
Oh,
and I think beginning with Volcano,
yeah.
because I want to do the volcano movies first, and then we'll get into
Ryder Lee Jones.
Give me 1 second.
yeah.
Good movie. What was
Yeah. Oh,
the
it's so
Owen
much fun.
girlfriend?
That's the one with Tommy Lee Jones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones
And Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. Yeah, and
Totally,
who's the
totally knew that.
scientist in that movie?
And Hesh,
Anne Heche. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah,
is the
good movie. I like that movie. I mean, Volcano in L.A. Yeah, of course. But
volcano, and I love how they played it off though with the way people in Los Angeles are, where if it rains, people lose their mind.
oh yeah,
In LA, and it's kind of like they were like, "What the heck is that?" I was like, "It's a volcano," and they're like, "No way, no such thing as a volcano. I've never even heard of that." So yeah, it was yeah, it's a special one for me. Um, and let's get right into the cast. I'm gonna grab
I
that.
was thinking about that.
So this is an interesting one, like you said, Don Cheadle, Tommy Lee Jones, and Heche. Um, Keith David
Yeah, Keith David
is
in it. That's
is
right.
one of the main guys. Um, so this one we're gonna all score and we're gonna average. So
We're gonna
so
score an
we're
average.
gonna we're gonna put all of our average. We're gonna come up with one score. So we're gonna each come up with a score and we're gonna take the average.
I'm gonna do my best to remember these movies as much as I can. Then,
Okay.
Not a super cast type of movie.
yeah,
No.
because I was about to
It's
be
got a
like,
pretty good cast.
I
I'd,
wrote it all on paper.
I'd
Yeah.
probably go 8 on this cast. It's kind
Yeah.
of where
I'm
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 sitting.
at an 8. Yeah. I'm at an 8 on the cast.
How
I- I'd
about
I'd probably be
you,
at
David?
I'm probably at a six of the cast.
Okay.
And
So that
off the top of my head,
That's basically putting it at 7.
7.
easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yep. Okay. The acting.
you can definitely tell. You can
They
definitely
were at.
tell that they were dealing with a fire and lava. So that's a positive.
Yes.
It's a positive for this one.
Yeah, the heat was on.
You could say that the heat was on.
On. It's on the
Oh,
street. When the beat's alive. um, so, but yeah, I mean, I understood it. I felt the actors. It's nowhere near Oscar worthy.
Mhm.
no.
I thought the cast did a good job.
Is it higher than a 7?
Yeah, I think I'm higher than a 7.
You think you're at an 8 still on there?
Yeah, I think I'm at an 8 on the acting.
I'd probably give it an 8 too, honestly. From like just what I remember from the
Yeah, I
movie.
can go with an 8 on that. I can go with an 8 on that. Because I think it was on par for what I was thinking the cast was. So I'd go 8.
Yeah. Okay, so let's read the plot. A volcano erupts in downtown Los Angeles, and a city official and a seismologist try to stop its inevitable flow through the city.
Well, first off, you're thinking volcano in the
Volcano in
city.
L.A. What? What
What?
the? What the heck?
That's
That's
so
kind of
crazy.
interesting. I really hope that
Oh,
doesn't actually happen.
I'd watch it with that movie. I'd watch it with that plot line.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like volcano in L.A. I'm in.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I'm
you
I,
like disaster movies anyway, so
I'm a disaster junkie. So it's
yeah, yeah. You're a Sharknado guy, so it's okay.
I have never seen any of the Sharknado movies,
Oh my God,
to be honest.
that explains why you're
I
so
have
good.
I have purposely steered clear of those because I know I'm gonna like them.
so for the actual synopsis, like the actual IMDb kind of thing there, I'll give it a 7. Like I'll watch it definitely if it's on television or if you forced me to watch it, which you did.
I did.
Which I didn't hate it, just I haven't seen it since.
Yeah.
Unless it was on television.
If I was gonna go off the plot line, I'd give it a 9.
Yeah. I'm at a 9
Is
for the
that
plot line because, dude, I'm totally in.
So it's an average of 8.
Yep.
yeah?
Nice.
Yeah, 8 and something. So yeah, rounded down to 8. Okay, the ending. And here's the thing for me. And I thought the ending was cheesy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because the little boy at the end is like, oh look, they're all the same when he's trying to pick out his mom
Oh yeah, yeah.
from the crowd, and everybody's covered in ash, so everybody looks the same. So it doesn't matter what color we are or what gender we
Oh
are or whatever. We all are the same. We're all the same. You know, here at NASA, we all pee the same color.
yeah.
Blue?
They tried pushing a morality into the
Yeah, they tried pushing a
movie.
moral, like, oh my
Right
god,
at the end.
we're all the same and we came together and blah blah blah, and it didn't have to come from a from a 4-year-old boy. But okay, fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it was
did I
definitely a
did I
transition
did I
moment.
did love it with the volcano and them toppling the building down to 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 divert
Slow the
it,
path.
and
Yeah,
yeah, and going, watching it go to the ocean, and so I did love that. But yeah, the whole thing
the
I
whole
could have
time.
done without.
God bless
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah,
God bless us, everyone. Me, me, me. Yeah, no, I wasn't a fan. I was like, oh, come on. But
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, fine. You want to do that? I think they could have ended it with the thing. Yeah, like we talked about before, John. They went too
yeah,
far. They
too far.
they yeah.
Went
Oh
too
no,
far.
we want to leave you with a message of love and yeah. Okay, whatever. Move on. So yeah.
I'm just lost. Like, what the frick?
You don't remember
Because
that?
of that, I'm at
No,
7.
no, I'm just like, I don't no, I was like, I remember the volcano part. I totally didn't think about the kid saying like, we all look the same. I didn't think about that at all. I just saw it like, everybody's covered in ash. So he's just like, they all look the same because I'm trying to find my freaking mom.
Yeah.
So that's where I was just kind of in the corner, just like,
Dave, maybe
Uh
we read
huh.
too much into it.
let's be real. I don't like reading, so I mean, like, you saw something I didn't, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So
No, that's totally fine. But yeah,
also remember, I haven't
I'm not
seen
gonna
the
throw
movie
it
in a
down a whole
while.
lot because I loved how with the building and everything. So yeah, I'm at an 8 for the
Okay,
Uh,
ending.
what about you,
where you at,
other
John?
Dave? I'm at a
Did
7.
did
You're at a
7?
7. I was gonna say 7 too. So
Yeah, that's
Okay,
definitely a 7 then.
so it's
that
definitely a
kind of
7.
you're that's the
Two
thing.
sevens and an 8.
That part there just kind of like kind
Yeah,
of
because
knocked it
I
down
was
for
like,
me a little
oh,
bit.
10 for the ending, the building and the spew of lava and the raw, and then the kid, and I was like, ah.
Freaking
um,
kids, man.
Kids
okay,
ruin everything.
Well,
so it's a little heavy-handed for me to agree with that,
yeah.
considering my son is on the show with us.
My
Um,
wife is in the other room with my
with
son.
my son.
Me agreeing to this statement would get me killed.
Yes,
Anyways,
I will die a horrible death.
well, she
I'm
can't hear
alone
you.
in the
She'll
house
only
And
hear
alone.
me.
and your mom's like, damn right. um,
All right,
I
what's
know you're
next?
not like, hell
um,
yeah.
the story. So the story is next. How the the beginning, middle, and end how it came through. And I think my favorite part of the story is the build up. How it
Hmm.
how it starts out like, oh, this and that, and the dude dies in the tunnel and they don't know what did it, and the little pond or lake in the park all of a sudden is like 6 degrees hotter, and you're like, okay, what does that mean? Is that and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose, and they're
Yeah,
like the tar pits are
the tar
exploding,
pit
and
started to explode.
yeah, and then once it got to that point, everything was balls out
Hmm.
for the rest of the movie to where like, oh my god. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I think because that though it kind of takes away from the climax of the movie though because it's so balls out. It
yeah,
starts off so I don't want to say slow, but it starts off with this build up and then it gets up at the top of the roller coaster and it just stays there the whole movie
yeah.
until a kid says, "I can't understand. I can't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going
And then
on."
just
They all look the same.
uh,
right to the ground.
Hmm.
so I like the story, but I think I think it could have done. I think they could have done it better. Honestly, I think they
Yeah,
stayed up too much, and for that, I give it an 8.
yeah. I'm at an 8 too.
I'll take an 8.
All right,
That's an 8.
8
That's
across
an
the
8.
board. Okay, so now all these movies, since we did not go with evolution, all these movies, um, all these movies are going to be thriller, and then the type of movie is disaster. So for the thriller genre, the first thing I look for is intensity. How is the intensity of the movie?
And see, this the intent that we got a lot of intense moments in this movie.
I
Yeah.
would say yeah, it was pretty. Like one of my favorite parts that I remember from the movie is the train scene.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
believe
yeah.
this is
The
the movie I'm
subway.
thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's trying to save the guy and he literally like jumps in and tosses the dude. Like that was intense for me. And I'm like, this guy just sacrificed himself and just did that. So mine like that whole thing for me is pretty up there.
Well, trying to get her out of the hole before the freaking fume explosion and everything, and ends up killing her partner, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
So
huge.
I'm burning up, and she's like trying to get her out of the thing, and yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I was just
yeah.
so
So
I would
I
say
intensity scale. I don't think I
Yeah.
want to
I'm
give
at
it
a
yeah, I
nine.
was
again. What about you?
yeah, I don't think I don't think I can give it a 10. I don't think like if it was a little more there was some more problems, like it's some more like chaos to the point where no one could control it, like okay, that is a 10. But right now like it's there, but it's manageable, so I would say it's a 9.
Okay.
9.
We're
9
all in
on
agreement.
the.
I
Okay. What did you think of the pace of
Well,
the film?
going off of what you said, I think the pace went pretty nicely. It builds well. It doesn't seem like it's going too fast. When all hell breaks loose, it hits in a spot that you didn't quite expect. But when you go into the movie, like when you start going through all of it, you're seeing everything, but you're seeing it, but you're not running past it. It's actually hitting the marks, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So it doesn't feel like it's going too fast in those last bits. It's like they're trying to solve things and everything is making sense.
Yeah,
Would you
this
guys
is a
agree?
this is a balls to the wall type of movie. There's the
Hey, Tommy
pace
Lee
is
Jones.
oh, yeah,
Hmm.
with his daughter.
Hmm.
It's a balls to the wall type of movie, disaster movie. I think the pace definitely reflects that. The score, I think it's a good 9 pace on there. I don't see a lot of lulls in there.
Hmm
Like you were talking about, the slowest part really is at the beginning, but that's all about the build up about what's about to happen. So I
Yeah.
you definitely not finding a dull moment in this movie. But then
Yeah.
again, there's not a lot of character building or anything like that. It's bam, 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 bam. So the pace is
Yeah.
really
It's
high.
like it's like, oh yeah, I'm the new emergency management guy, and I'm from St. Louis, and you kind of get that through the movie, and um, so yeah, the character development's not really there, but you don't really need it.
No,
Yeah.
no, this is definitely not
So
a character
so
building type of movie.
so John, you said you were at a 9 for pace.
Yeah.
David, what were you for pace?
Pace wise, yeah, I'm about in the same spot. Like, you don't need the character building. You just need to make sure that they can get out of it.
Okay.
And the real character building was the lava itself.
Yeah. So you're at a 9 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm at an 8, so I will put that as a 9.
Sounds good.
Um, and then the last thing for the thriller genre is the suspense. So we're like you're anticipating something to happen. Um, and I think my biggest thing was as it was building to that
Mhm.
that final eruption,
Mhm.
to where you're seeing the lava go through the tunnel, and you're trying to figure out where it's going to pass through, and
Oh
um,
yeah.
so things like that. I like the suspense of that, and when they were trying to figure out what was going on.
Mhm.
Um, why was the pond getting warm so fast, and then all of a sudden it starts bubbling, it starts
Oh
boiling,
yeah.
and I
Oh,
was
Yeah.
like,
fish.
dude, okay, that's crazy.
Got
It
some
is hot today,
coffee.
but it
It's
ta-
not that
it
hot.
takes a geological event to raise the pond's temperature by 6 degrees in an hour.
Mhm.
Um, it is lovely. That's what she said. It is lovely today. um, so yeah, I think I'm about an 8 for the suspense of the movie
I
as
was
well.
kind of right there with you at an
I
8.
Go ahead.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to go higher than an 8, but I like the 8 score. It was a maybe 9, and we know how
Yeah,
about we do on maybes.
exactly. We're if we say maybe a 9, then it's an 8.
It's
All right.
yeah.
What do you think, David? Are you kind of on board with that?
I am kind of on board for that. I was gonna give it a little more because I was trying to anticipate the actual eruption itself, and I'm basing it off that main thing, because all that stuff that built to the actual eruption itself was kind of it laid the groundwork that I needed for me to go. When's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen?
Mhm.
So if it's maybe a 9, it's an 8.
Okay. So it's definitely an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely an 8.
All right. And so as a disaster movie, the first thing we talk about is the disaster itself. How strong was the disaster? Um, was it? Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't want to. Maybe something about the how dangerous was it? How hard is it to stop? But that kind of goes into the second part is the
Mm-hmm.
epicness of like how globally or life threatening is the disaster. So the disaster itself would be the first type, and then the epicness of the movie as far as how the disaster impacts everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, first off, it's lava.
It's lava.
But we also have to think about the ash as well. Like
Yeah.
ash is already something that's going to mess people up. I mean, we know for a fact from Mount St. Helens erupting, there's some really bad stuff, and if
One
that
that
got into your lungs,
over
that's some bad
states.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it went stateswide. I mean that carried all the way over. I thought that carried all the way over to Europe, didn't it?
No,
On the
the
string.
ash cloud from the Mount St. Helens eruption went around the world twice
Yeah, yeah, that's just
Hmm.
before it
phenomenal.
completely dissipated.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
nuts. Like just thinking about that in general, because that means that means you pretty much had to wear masks going outside if you wanted to go outside, and not to mention like with ash, there's always that issue where you may have to also wear goggles just to get through it because if that ash got in your eye, you're having an issue.
yeah,
I will say, if we're speaking about that in general, there's a lot of times in the movie that the people were prepped, but they didn't have those things because movies they want to see people's faces. Like
I
in the
think,
the picture that you posted, like with Tommy Lee Jones and his daughter, like I know they weren't
yeah,
prepared, but
yeah.
at the same time, like for a fact that they're probably having issues because they got ash in their lungs and in their eyes.
I think you have to take the disaster portion here and what type of disaster it is. I think you really have to count where it took place in the middle of this
Hmm.
huge metropolitan city.
Hmm.
And I think that in itself give it points. Right, I'd put this at a 9
Hmm.
for the disaster scale.
For disaster, yeah. I'm just focused on like the intensity of like lava in general and all that stuff like that. Like disaster
Yeah,
wise, yeah, that's a 9.
yeah, you have the ash cloud. You have molten lava falling, raining down on you. You got this giant lava flow that goes 35 miles per hour. A lot of
Hmm.
people think they can outrun lava. That's not true.
Hmm. You
That's
get
not
tired.
true.
Lava doesn't.
No.
Yeah, it's like trying to outrun a tsunami. You just can't do it. You
Might as
got
well just
all that
let it
pressure
happen.
inside. So yeah, I'd give it a 9 on that first part.
Agreed.
Dave, what are you looking
Yeah.
at?
I I am trying to grab a picture for the next movie. So
Oh,
uh,
You're on it. I got you.
I'm trying to stay ahead.
Totally
But
understandable.
no, I'm totally at a 9 for the disaster element itself.
yeah. The
Okay.
epic portion, though, I think is where it loses points because it
Yes.
is centralized in this one area as well. So it's
Mhm.
not on a national scale. It's not on a world scale that this is happening on. This is centralized in the city of Los Angeles. So the epic scale, yeah, there's 600 million people there, but really only
Yeah.
affected downtown Los Angeles. So
Right.
Mhm.
And the thing about how epic the disaster is like can you fight it? And they fought it
yeah,
through the movie. They blocked it
the
with the K rails. They dumped
busted, yeah,
water on it. They blocked it with a
buses,
building. They actually fought the volcano or fought the lava and
yeah,
won, or at least
yeah.
you
We're
know
cooling it down with the
at
fire
least
hoses.
banished it. It was like, okay, we're gonna move this off. It's those movies where, and then, since we're not gonna score it, I'm gonna say like 2012, where you're like, the whole world is gonna end. You just gonna try to survive,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
that's where it becomes like majorly epic. So yeah, I think I'm at a 7
yeah. I was thinking
Oh.
7 for the
Okay.
epic
Yeah.
scale.
for the epic nature. I still think it's devastating and it did a
Yeah,
lot of damage. But
Mhm.
yeah,
yeah.
it was localized to LA.
Yeah.
It was major to the people there because they were like a volcano in LA. That's
Oh
crazy.
yeah,
And kind of
Mhm.
like the disaster itself,
yeah.
but yeah, so I'm at a 7.
Okay.
What
I
about
can agree with
you,
that
other David?
honestly. Huh?
A 7 for other David as well.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
honestly, yeah, no. Like, cause let's be real. I've watched it a few times. I haven't watched it in a long time. I am in agreement with how it is. Like, if you're explaining it like that, like, yeah, no, it was disaster, but they were able to fight it instead of survive it.
Yeah.
So, like one
yeah,
of the
They
ones we'll be grading here in a little bit here. Yeah, that's a moment where you're like,
there,
okay, if they're
there's yeah,
surviving, it's a different.
there's a couple in our group where it's like, dude, you
yeah,
just you just got to try to wait it out. Just try to hope
Mm-hmm.
that you can make it through, and not die. It's not like we can beat this thing. No, it's like we're just trying to
We're
survive.
gonna survive this thing. We're
Yeah.
gonna do our best,
Okay,
but no
so
promises.
are you on board with the 7 as well then, David?
I'm on board with a 7.
All right. So 7, let's do it. All right, we are at an 80 for Volcano.
Sweet.
That's not a bad score. I honestly thought it might score a little lower than that.
Yeah.
It is like one of the ones you're just kind of like, okay, volcano movie, disaster movie, cool. That's where I'm at.
All right. So and then that was a good. I think that was a good first round. That was fun. Um, all right, so let's jump right into the other volcano movie, so we can kind of compare them, and that is
Dante's
Dante's
Peak.
Peak.
This one I know so much less about.
Linda, Linda Hamilton, Pierce Brosnan.
Linda
Honestly,
Hamilton, Piers.
I love this one more than the movie Volcano.
Yeah, this one was closer to me than to the Mount St. Helens thing that I
Mhm.
dealt with. Because when Mount St. Helens erupted, and David, I don't know if you remember this, but in talking to you about it, so um, when when the May 18th eruption happened, I was 9 years old,
Mhm.
and I was at my house in Chehalis, Washington. I was 5 miles outside the red zone, and the red zone was a 20-mile radius around the mountain where they evacuated. They
Yeah.
they got everybody out of there. I mean, there's a couple people that remained like idiots, but um, we were we were evacuated after the May 18th eruption, and fortunately, the May 18th eruption never hit us.
Mhm.
The
You guys are on the
shock
other
wave,
side.
because we were on the west side and it blew out
Yeah.
the whole eastern side of the
East,
mountain.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So so I didn't get any ash from that until it actually came fully around. Uh, but the but the shock wave of the blast flipped my bed over
Oh yeah.
in my room while I was asleep in it.
What
Oh
a
yeah.
I was sleeping.
What?
And I mean, so I have a full size bed, and it completely just did that.
This happened in 1980, right?
1980.
Yeah. So you actually hadn't turned 9 yet.
No, I hadn't turned 10. I turned 10 on May 26th that year because I was born in 1970.
Which we only got a few more days to your birthday, man.
Only a few more days to my birthday. So, um, oddly enough,
Okay.
see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Because I would have been 3 that year.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't
the
exist.
so the May 18th eruption, which was the worst one,
Uh
I
huh.
didn't really get except for the shockwave of the blast
Uh
itself,
huh.
because that just, I mean, it was crazy. I think our car actually moved out of the driveway from the
Oh wow.
shockwave. It actually sent the car. It didn't flip it over. It moved it into the front yard of the
That's
house. So
crazy.
the whole ground just kind of shifted
Dang.
because of the shockwave from it. It was just a crazy thing. And the um, I
I think.
don't I don't know if I don't remember the sound, but I felt, because I was asleep when it
Yeah.
erupted, and I felt it. You feel like, I don't know if you've ever had an explosion happen near you,
Oh yeah.
but you get
You
that
feel the concussion of.
concussion. Yeah, I felt that through my house, through my room. Yeah, it knocked all the pictures off my walls. It was crazy. Knocked stuff
Mhm.
out of my closet. It was like the fastest earthquake ever. And
Yeah.
it was just it was a crazy thing, but it was the May 25th eruption that
Mhm.
actually hit my house. And we were
Oh.
evacuated by then.
Mhm.
Um, because they were like, "No, you guys need to, go on a trip or something because there's going to be another eruption. We don't know what's going to happen." So they evacuated us. I went to Diamond Lake, Oregon,
Mhm.
and went fishing for Memorial Weekend.
Yep.
And that was my birthday. I was turning 10.
Hey, give me a second.
And
Desmond's crying. I gotta go check on him real quick. Be right
okay,
back.
good.
Like,
But anyway, but yeah, we were fishing that weekend on Diamond Lake, Oregon,
oh wow.
and it was so weird because it didn't matter what bait we used. We were catching so many fish.
Oh no. Yeah. They're just trying to get out of the water, man.
Yeah, they were jumping into the boat practically. So yeah, in that weekend we caught 72 rainbow trout.
I bet they're just freaked out themselves. They're just
Yeah,
attacking anything in the water.
yeah. So yeah, we caught so many fish that we completely ran out of bait, and we were using Velveeta cheese, and we were still catching fish.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I
but
think
yeah,
that's kind of why Dante's Peak. I like it better than the movie Volcano because it kind of does give that feel of what happened at Mount St. Helens. And I think, if I remember right, they actually point to Mount St. Helens in this movie about what happened and the people not getting out in time and things like that
yeah,
in this movie.
yeah,
Because Pierce Brosnan, he kind of goes into that. It's like, no, these people are freaking idiots. Don't they learn from what happened
yeah. Well, and then they also
in Mount St.
mentioned
Helens?
Mount Lassen, because they thought that was going to erupt, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So, and that's an interesting, because I've actually been up there on Mount Lassen, and you
Oh,
can see it bubbling,
yeah.
um, like it's about to erupt, but it never erupted.
It's
But
never
you could see
erupted.
that's crazy. But yeah, they thought for sure that Mount Lassen was going to erupt, and it never did. But yeah, Mount St. Helens just went plow,
Boom.
but we were getting tremors or earthquakes, um, 2 or 3
Oh,
times a
yeah. The
day.
buildup. Yeah, that
Yeah,
buildup for
that
everything.
buildup,
Yeah.
it just kept, and all the way up to in the 6 point range, we were getting earthquakes,
Oh, wow.
and and it was where, oh, okay, earthquake, which is why now, I mean, in California, I sleep through earthquakes. They don't don't they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
bother me. They don't bother me at all. And um,
Ever since the '89 earthquake, I haven't been bothered by an earthquake.
yeah, yeah, I was in the Weberstown Mall when that earthquake happened.
We were in the Bay Area when that happened.
Oh, you were real close. But yeah, no, I
Yeah.
was in the Weberstown Mall there in Stockton, and I was going through some D&D books, and I was like, oh, I was like, whoa! All of a sudden I was off balance, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? And I look, and I stand up, and all the shelves are doing this bit,
Oh, dude, yeah.
and so then
Sorry
I
about that,
go,
guys.
that's okay.
All right.
We were just talking about earthquakes and stuff.
Yeah. I just want to make sure my little earthquake was okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into Dante's Peak.
Oh, the cast. Let's get
Yeah.
into the cast.
What are we thinking of the cast? Because um, not only, I mean, we got Linda Hamilton and Pierce Brosnan, right?
Yeah,
Um, we got a very very young Joseph Gordon-Levitt
that's
in
right.
this one
Gordon Levitt's in this.
Mm-hmm.
as the son. Um,
This is, I think, is probably one of the lower castings in the
Mm-hmm.
movies that we're probably going to be talking about. I mean, this
yeah,
one, there's not a big cast for this movie.
no,
Not a big cast at all.
there,
So I'm probably at maybe a 7 on the cast. I'm thinking more likely a 6.
I'm on a
yeah,
6.
yeah. I think I'm at a 6
Mm-hmm.
on the cast, and I'm sorry. I thought it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but I guess the kid who played Graham is Jeremy Foley.
Oh, well, then it's a
Um,
4 for me then.
then so I'm like, yeah, Linda Hamilton, Pierce Brosnan, and then I'm like Grant Hesloff. I know him by face, but not by name. And Charles Hallahan, I know him by face and not by name. So yeah, I'm at a 6.
I'm at a 4 then.
Sima, the Asian guy that was in there, I recognized
Oh,
him from Rapid Fire.
yeah.
So yeah, that puts me at a 7. Oh no!
Yeah, he's not having a good time right now.
Oh, poor baby. So
Mm-hmm.
did you say you were at a 4, David?
I'm at a 4. I know 2 people.
Okay.
So that's what 18.
Where were you at? Were you at a 7 also?
Yeah, because I forgot
Okay.
about Steve being in there.
So
So
that
that's
puts
6.
us at an average of 6.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. He does
Okay,
not want to go to
acting.
sleep.
I thought the acting was good in this movie.
I thought the acting was solid. By all the characters.
Not
When
over
we realize
dramatic.
I barely remember it.
They're really good with the science in the movie. I thought I just they're pretty spot on. And I'm not a big Linda Hamilton fan. I don't find her as a great actress, But
No.
I mean, yeah, she did Terminator, but I mean, it's Linda Hamilton. She's not well known.
Aside from Terminator, I don't really remember anything else except for this
yeah,
one.
so they were spot on. I think the acting outdoes the cast. Pointing, I'd probably give it an 8 on the acting.
Yeah, I'm at an 8 also.
I'm gonna agree because I don't remember a lot about this movie. I literally it's all gonna be me just being like, hey,
Yeah,
Pierce
that sounds
Brosnan-
good. We'll go with your score.
Pierce Brosnan was kind of cool. That's awesome.
Pierce Brosnan. All right, let's read the plot.
This I can help with.
Okay. A volcanologist arrives at a countryside town recently named the second most desirable place to live in America and discovers that the long dormant volcano, Dante's Peak, may wake up at any moment.
That's kind of a good anticipation. Interesting way of putting it. The second most desirable town.
Yeah, that's what they said. That was the whole deal. The second most
we're
desirable
number
town in
2.
America. We're number 2.
That's pretty good, man.
I mean,
Number
good for
2.
you, I guess. Like,
You know how many towns are in America? Be number 2. That's pretty good, man. I'd be happy.
That's very true.
Again, I'm like disaster, volcano.
I'm a 9 on this one. I'm like, what? Volcano
Yeah.
might awaken.
Yeah. No, I'm totally at a 9.
coming
Pretty much,
coming
yeah.
from coming from my perspective, I'm like, I'm not a giant fan of well, as you can tell, I barely remember the movie, but listening to the actual plot itself, I'm like, it seems like something I would watch, and it seems fun. I'll give it an 8.
Nate?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
So then, yeah. So we're at a 9.
Sounds good. I
Um,
didn't want to disagree on that one because that
no,
one I can actually participate in.
no, that's cool. Okay, so the ending. I don't know if you can participate in this one, son,
I
but
cannot. I'm just gonna
um,
dip out.
I'm gonna dip.
Whatever
I
whatever you
can't
guys
I
want to
can't
do.
I can't do.
Whatever you want.
Um, I'll go with what you guys go with. Okay, so again, I'm like, I thought the ending was really cool. I love the foreshadowing with that NASA piece
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
with how they detected him,
Yeah,
and um and the mountain blowing and the head guy of the group dying on the bridge,
yeah.
and then them finding him 2 days later, and um so yeah, again though, I was not. I mean, I understand the love interest between Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton, but
Okay,
I
yeah.
wasn't feeling it. Um,
No,
It didn't need to
I
be
no, that's
there.
going to.
I wasn't. I was like at the you know the one where they kissed in the middle, to where it's like, oh, it's been a really long time for me, and then and then the daughter's like, I'm thirsty, give me some water, and then it ends. That I liked, but then at the end when they kissed, it seemed kind of forced.
It did seem kind of forced.
Like that?
I'm gonna eat for the ending.
Yeah, I'm down for an 8 for the ending.
Dude, I'm totally in agreement.
All right, you totally agree. All
Yeah.
right, all right. Let's talk story again. I really liked how the story built,
I like the
and
story.
how eh, and how it was. You know, they were like, okay, Harry, you're kind of full of crap. We need to go easy. And he's like, no, we need to put this town on alert. We're in trouble. And they're like, no, you're a frog in a pot. Don't worry, we're gonna take a break. If you know, it just I kind of dug how that built up, and then little things here
Here's
and
that
there, and
Gordon
then
Show moment.
yeah, and then the thing with the faucet where it was like, shh, and the head guy like, oh crap. And then it was like, okay, and then all hell broke loose after that. It was like,
Oh yeah,
this is not good. This is not. So yeah, it was.
we got pure methane coming out of the faucet.
Yeah, that's not. Oh, that's not good. Oh, it smells like sulfur. That's not healthy.
That doesn't sound
Um,
good at all.
and then it was like they're in the town hall meeting. It was like, can we evacuate? And then all of a sudden the whole gym shakes and everybody's like, what? And then just
Oh
take
yeah,
off, and yeah, dude, and yeah, I'm absolutely on board with that. And it happened a little bit opposite of Mount St. Helens, to where it had the small eruption and then the big one. It was the opposite way with Mount St. Helens. The big
yeah.
one came first, and then there
First,
was the small one.
yeah,
Um, but I still, the definitely more realistic than Volcano was.
yeah. I think this is one of those ones where I like the story better than the ending.
Yeah,
I thought they put it together pretty good. I thought,
yeah. I don't. God, I'm trying to. And again, I'm like maybe a 10, so I think I'm at a 9.
yeah, I was at a 9 for the story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Totally agree.
I'll do my
Yeah.
magician thing again for you guys. Haha.
Haha. Yeah, I'm totally on board with I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm
Um,
just here for the fun, I
I'm
promise.
just I'm just I'm just here for the enjoyment.
Yeah. I'm here
Okay.
because you offered me money. I'm
Yeah.
kidding, you didn't.
No, I don't pay you.
No,
In
you don't
fact,
need to.
in
I'm
fact,
your
if you
son.
want to pay for dinner on Thursday, I'm totally down for that.
I'll talk to Eric. Make him do it.
Right. Make him do it. It is
Hey,
my
we bought you
birthday. It is
teppanyaki
my
last
birthday,
year.
but I always have to pay for dinner.
Hey, we bought your teppanyaki last year, man.
Yeah. Was it last year or
Yeah,
the year before? I
that
thought I
was
did
last
Tahoe
year
Joe's last year.
because I couldn't tell you that Karen was pregnant.
Right. Because Eric, yeah, I have your present, but you're gonna have to wait 9 months, is what
Yeah.
you said. And I didn't catch it until you actually told me, and I'm like, this is why I had to wait 9 months. So yeah, that's why you told me on Father's Day, which was really cool.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, that's awesome.
but okay, so intensity of the film.
Volcano.
I thought there are
Intense.
a lot of tense moments in this movie. This is another
Yeah.
high intense film. You have the drama of you have the intensity of them not wanting to uh, to go all full board with what's going on. They're trying to get him to relax. You got the townspeople like, "But we're the number 2 best place in the world. Why? And we don't want to leave." So you have the intensity there with them
Yeah, and
fighting back.
don't say anything, and we don't want to spoil. We don't want. They're gonna leave town if
Yeah,
because
this
they're
is
trying to
a
get that major deal.
high intense film.
Yeah.
Is it a film?
I don't know. Would you put it the same as Volcano for intensity? And um, and I think I'm a little lower.
You think you're lower than
I
Volcano?
Yeah, I think I'm at an 8 for the intensity. Um, and my only reason is because that people lost their minds sooner with Volcano than they did with Dante's Peak, to where it wasn't until like the eruption, the first eruption happened,
Yeah.
where everybody lost their biscuits, and then it was over. So yeah, I think I'm just a little lower, and
Okay. No,
I'm also considering what else is
I
coming
can
up
see that
too.
because I can understand that because, and the reason I say this is because I think it's going to show a lower score here because of the pace of the movie. So I think yeah, and what did you say 8?
I said 8.
Yeah, I think 8 is probably pretty good for the intensity.
David agrees.
I'm
Okay, so
gonna
we're at an 8. Okay, so and that brings me to
bag my
pace of the
pot
film.
stickers while we do this.
Pot stickers. Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta bag them since I'm not making them tonight, so I'll make them tomorrow.
um,
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry,
We're
son.
we're doing the live. This is what you want me to do. I wanted to do it. I ended up doing this ahead of time. So
And you were like, I want to do a marathon. We're gonna do all kinds of stuff. So I was like,
yeah, that's what I
okay.
get for being a smart ass. So all
So
right,
pace of the movie is what's next,
give me a
right?
second.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of those.
This is where
Unlike Volcano, where it starts small and goes boom, and it stays up here the whole damn time.
yeah.
This one has those
It
ups
has
and downs to it.
those peaks and valleys to where it ramps up a little bit, and then you're like, okay, no, nobody really believes it, so it drops back down, and then it ramps up
Yeah,
again when the guy breaks his leg, and then it drops back down again, and then it's like 10. It's like at the end, it's like 10. So yeah, I'm lower with the
on the
pace
pace.
than Volcano. Yeah,
So that would put it at another 8. So I think we're at a 9 on there, won't we?
yeah, we were at a 9 for Volcano. I think I might even be lower than that. I think I'm a 7
I think you're 7 on
for
that.
pace.
Well, no, I can see that too because it's like the last 45 minutes of movies where everything's really going on.
Yeah,
So you got like this hour of,
yeah.
of up and down.
It does really well keeping me interested and stuff like that.
Uh,
I think yeah,
Yeah, okay, I can go with the 7. Like I said, the intensity and the pace kind of reflect in this movie compared to Volcano.
yeah. And
So
then and
I can agree with the 7.
yeah. So then for the suspense, I actually think the
I think
suspense was
it's more
better here.
suspenseful. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
more
more
suspenseful here
because it's not as
than
fast.
Right.
It gives that suspense to build up.
Yeah. And then
And
you
that's,
yeah, and then you're like, because with Volcano it kind of it already erupts and it's just moving to another place
oh yeah,
to shoot out again.
yeah.
But in Dante's Peak, it's like it builds and builds and builds, and you're like,
Build,
okay,
build.
when is this mountain gonna blow?
Yeah.
How bad is it going to be?
Are we going to be able to get
Um,
everybody out there?
are
I
we
mean,
are is everybody going to be able to evacuate? And that's when you're going. Should a helicopter be flying when there's ash
now you got
falling?
forest
And
fire coming through now too because of
yeah,
it.
you
I
got the
mean,
gas station exploding, and you got all the other stuff. So yeah, I
we
don't.
put what 8 for
We did
suspense.
an 8 for a Volcano.
I'd be at a 9
I
for
think I'm at a
suspense.
9. I was like 9, maybe a 10, so that means 9.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to give out that 10. I think.
I think so. I think I think there's one movie of this group. Oh no, maybe two. I think there's
I
two
could think
movies where I'm going 10
yeah.
with. So let's talk about the disaster itself, the disaster element of the movie with the
Disaster
volcano.
of the
And
volcano.
it was very Pompeii for
Very
me
Pompeii,
because
very Mount St. Helensy
yeah, very
type of.
Mount St. Helensy, very realistic.
Where
But
it did affect nationally. This type of disaster, and like I said, it's very much like Mount St. Helens. Mount St. Helens affected worldwide, and that's kind of how I felt about Dante's Peak. Is this was an eruption that it affected worldwide, and
yeah,
so with I know that's part of the epic portion, but I think I have to take that kind of into the effect with the disaster portion where it wasn't just a small scale event.
yeah,
So I would give this a 10.
okay, yeah. I'm totally down for that. Um, but yeah, and it's the realism for me over Volcano that put it
Oh
over the
yeah.
mark.
Oh,
Because it so closely resembles Mount St. Helens,
Helen,
and
yeah.
I was in there when it happened. Um, so when you're seeing the shockwave of the trees blowing down
Oh yeah.
and all that stuff happening, that and the river, like, just huge water, all these logs and all the fish dying in the lake and stuff because the lake had
Sure.
turned to acid. All that all happened. Um, we had when Mount St. Helens erupted, there's a river next to it called the Tule River or the Toutle River,
Oh yeah.
and there was a 15-foot high wave just shooting down that river, and
Wow.
just steelhead trout just dead along the shore that you couldn't touch because it was all acid and it totally poisoned the fish, and
Oh
it was
wow.
just it was just a devastating thing. And then when you see what the eruption did to the forest and to the side of the mountain, it was they said it was the strength of 28 atomic bombs.
Yeah. Yeah. It was brutal,
Yeah,
and
That's a
that
lot of math.
reminds me.
yeah. So getting back to the now we get to the epic portion of this. I think this is more epic than Volcano because yeah,
Very
it
much
did affect globally. It did, it cut that whole town. It destroyed that town. It
destroy the whole town.
absolutely, yeah. And this
Number
was
two
they
is no
couldn't
longer
they
on.
couldn't fight it. It was just
You had
once
to
Yeah,
we
survive.
once we knew we just got to get out. It was all they could do. And then when they couldn't get out, the main characters, they had to like go into the mine and just try to live long enough for them to come and get them. And
hmm
so yeah, I'm not at a 10 here, but I'm at a 9.
Man, 9.
Yeah, Desmond agrees. 9.
Yeah, poor kid.
Is that right? 14,
I was like,
30, 40.
if he's going to continue to have trouble sleeping, I may have to pop off early on this.
Oh yeah.
Just to
Okay.
let you know.
Okay. So we're at 83 for that.
That's not a bad score.
Oh, poor boy.
Yeah. Um.
Sweet.
Okay. So John, how you doing? How much longer do you want to go? Because I know we're coming close
Well,
to your 10 o'clock.
I'm getting tired, so.
Okay. So let's. I was saying let's go ahead and do Greenland, which was your pick. Oh, before I do that,
I don't even know that one.
I had a picture of the lava flow there for Dante's Peak, which
Yeah.
I
Oh
really
yeah,
liked
that's intense.
how they ripped through the house and stuff, and
Oh
that
yeah.
was really cool.
So Greenland, you haven't seen Greenland yet?
No, he has not seen Greenland,
I
so
I watched
Well,
movies with my dad. Oh, but they have the
God.
chick from Firefly.
it has the chick from Deadpool and it's Serenity and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
So
And Gerard Butler, Mr. Sexy Man. Hold on,
Oh
I got
yeah.
Taco Bell.
Hold on, I got Taco Bell.
hold on, I got Taco Bell. Did a little Grubhub or something.
Probably.
Yeah, I've got stir fry sitting in the. Oh, dude, I'm totally pulling that picture up.
Oh, I love this movie. This was such a good movie.
This was, I was like, I might have been a little turned off about it at first, and I was like, yeah, I don't know.
The
Why
only,
name the movie Greenland? It didn't make any sense to me. It made sense after I watched it,
oh, yeah.
um, but oh yeah, I liked it.
It
It
was
was
what turned me off about it is he just did that movie with the satellites in
the
space and
Geostorm. Yeah.
Geostorm. He just did that, and then he came out with Greenland like what 6 months, 7 months later.
Hmm.
Maybe it might have been the next year. It seemed, but this came out, so I was a little turned off on it. But if I'm gonna watch this movie,
Oh no,
I
it's
watched. I was like,
3 years difference.
wow,
Geostorm came out in 2017, and Greenland
wow,
was
wow.
2020. So
It
there's
seemed
3 years difference.
it came out so close together. But I don't know. Maybe that's just because those 3 years flew by. I don't know why, but they seem like they came back right back to back. But and if for him, they might have been back to back movies for him. I don't remember him being anything in between there, between those two.
Hmm.
But I watched the movie and I was like, this was great. This was a good movie. I don't know this. I really do enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I liked it. I had a lot of fun with it. Um,
I was
but
worried it
yeah,
was going to be too much like 2012. That worried me a little
right.
bit, and it turned out not. I guess kind of, but not really.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, and when we think about the cast, I mean, Gerard Butler, Morena Baccarin, those two right off the bat, and then Scott Glenn,
Scott Glenn's in
who
it, yeah.
yeah, who was Morena's dad.
Father, yep.
Yeah. And there was maybe one or two guys where I recognized them by face, but not by name.
Yeah, not big name actors or anything like
No.
that, or actresses.
Yeah.
Shoot,
So
even their
yeah.
friend that they're having the party with. faces in there that I recognize, but I couldn't necessarily tell you their name.
Yeah.
They're
I think
just not.
one was the other family, the dad I recognized.
Yeah, the dad
And
definitely is who I was talking about.
yeah, and then there's one person who they who the mother and son run into before they find the dad
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Where I recognize him. So yeah, I'm at an 8 for the cast.
Yeah, and then well, the husband and wife that kidnapped the kid,
Yeah,
they're recognizable.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd be at an 8 on the cast for this movie. Yeah, time to put Desmond to sleep.
yeah.
Desmond was already
Aw.
trying to sleep, but he is not. He's not doing good right now. So
Oh
I'm
my
gonna take
gosh.
care of him. Sadly, so I'm gonna pop off. I
Okay, son.
apologize, guys.
Okay.
No,
Well,
no
I'm
worries.
I'm I'm gonna do your movie after this. So
Well,
and
if I can get back on, I will. But this guy's more important at the moment. So,
no, totally
Yeah.
fine.
hmm
But yeah,
but
jump back on if you can. But yeah,
hmm
if not, love you. Thank you for joining.
love you guys too.
Later,
John, always
dude.
awesome to see you, man. I'll talk to
Yes,
you.
sir.
Hopefully, get to talk to you more.
Oh hell yeah!
But I'll keep this up. If I'm able to pop back in, I will.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to get you in on Spirits of Spirits too, one of these
I would
Oh
times.
love
yeah.
to do that too. If I
Right,
have
dude.
time, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Say bye to Grandpa.
Bye,
Bye bye.
Desmond. Love you.
You're
He
so
like me.
serious. All right. I'll
All
chat
right.
with you guys later.
Okay.
Catch you later,
Bye.
dude. But where are we at?
The acting.
Acting. I think the acting outdoes the cast.
Yeah. Oh, I
I
I
think
totally agree with that. I'm
you felt everything. The you felt the turmoil between the two going through their marital problems. You felt the fear that they had. You felt everything. The sadness when she leaves her dad behind. All that good
mhm.
stuff. So I'd put the acting at a 9.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm at a 9 for sure. Marina Baccarin, I think her performance and the sons
Oh yeah, even the son, the
were
confusion and
were uh, were amazing for me. Um uh and then the pilot of the plane
oh
when they cut off the plane
oh
and
yeah,
the pilot comes out and he's like, "What the
what
fuck?
the heck are you
What are you
doing?
doing? We gotta go." Um, he tries to get him to go in, and that was just an amazing thing. So yeah, I'm totally at a 9. Like I said, I might be at a 10, but yeah, since it's 9.
Yep.
Um, okay, so plot.
Mm.
Let's read the plot. Um, and really the one that's on the front is just awful. So, uh, John Garrity, his estranged wife, and their young son embark on a perilous journey to find sanctuary as a planet-killing comet hurtles toward Earth. So yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah, I'm on board with it. I'm buying that movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, is it 2012? Is it Armageddon?
Is it Armageddon?
Is it Deep Impact? Are they going to try to
Yeah,
fight
what
the
is it?
thing? Or are they just trying to survive? What's going on?
Oh yeah. Let's switch that there. There we go. Ooh, had to stand up. I think I'm at a 9. I'm at a 9 with
Yep,
the plot.
yep. I'm down with a 9. All right. What'd you think of the ending?
I love the ending. The opening of the bunker, the bird flying around. It was kind of like,
Kind of let you know that hey,
you
the
know,
it
the bad is
wasn't.
past.
Yeah,
The air's
wasn't.
clean.
Yeah, you
Things are
can come
starting to
out.
grow.
You can live, and they're doing a sequel. So I'm
I'm,
kind of excited to see the sequel and see what
I'm
they do.
want to see how they do the sequel. It's the rebuild or what? I mean, what are they doing here? That's going to be interesting on how they do the
Yeah.
sequel. I think, but
Yeah, it's kind of like it's
I
like it goes from being a disaster movie to post-apocalyptic
supposed to go
to
out
where
apocalypse.
they're trying to survive and rebuild and stuff, or is there another comet that's supposed to come
Oh
out, or is it in pieces so it's continually like
yeah.
the main part of the comet is orbiting the planet and pieces are
Oh.
just hitting the planet? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I'm interested to see what they do, and I
I
would love the whole original cast is coming back. Well, the main characters.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really interesting to see that. But for the ending that they had, I didn't feel like there was going to be a sequel or that there needed to be a
right.
sequel.
I thought that was it. I thought they were good.
They spent so many years in the bunker, and they finally come out when the air is clean and the dust is settled. And I don't
Hmm.
know. I liked it. I liked it. It was like they didn't need to go any further. It's like bam, right there. They open the door. They see the sunshine. They see the bird. It's like bam, everything's hunky dory. Happy
Yeah.
ending. A third of the population of the world live. Um, so I give the ending a. I've been saying 9 a lot, but
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel German over here.
9. Um,
9.
yeah.
Uh, but is it? It's not a 10. It's not a
No.
10 ending. I'm gonna go 8 on the. You're gonna stand up too.
I'm gonna stand up too.
I'm gonna go
Two can
8
play
on.
that game.
I'm gonna go 8 on the ending here.
Yeah, I think I'm at an 8 too. I'm not at a 10, and I'm not even at a 9. I'm at an 8. It was a solid ending. I got the closure. I got the questions answered because you're like, okay, with the bird and everything, okay, they can survive. They're
Yep.
they're ready to come out and rebuild. And so yeah, I thought it was good. All right, story. What'd you think of that?
Story is phenomenal. This movie, I thought. I thought
Yeah,
it was great beginning,
yeah,
middle, and
uh,
ending.
yeah. You know
It's
what? You know what did it for me, which was really. There were 2 points in the story that I really liked, and one was in the beginning where because the other family was over
oh
and
yeah,
they were doing this thing and he gets called and it comes over on the TV that his family gets selected to go to
yeah,
survive because of
there,
his job
yeah.
and the other family didn't. So then
Because
there
he was
was
a
this. Yeah, he was an architect. So they wanted him and they grabbed him and his whole family. But then the other family didn't get it. And so then there was that dynamic where all of a sudden there was animosity and there was hate.
oh, and then they
Um,
find out the government messed up because their kid has diabetes,
yeah. So
and they're like,
that
oh,
and
we
then
messed
that
up
was
because
the
they
other
can't
part to where
go.
like, oh, okay, we're saved. We're gonna go on the plane, and then they're like, your son has diabetes, so you're excluded
Yeah,
because we're not gonna do anybody that has any pre-existing conditions.
yeah, because we're not sure if we'll have the medical supply to sustain them.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, it was just devastating. So then you know, the so then the mother and the son kind of get kicked off the plane,
Yep.
and the dad went and was going to get the insulin pump and
Yeah.
stuff for the son, and came back and realized his wife and son weren't on the plane and couldn't figure out what was going on. So then he jumps on the plane, and then now they're trying to find each other. I thought that was a really cool dynamic. It was really
Really good
interesting.
story. Yeah, I agree. It's probably one of the better storylines out there. I'd bump one higher than the actual ending with a 9.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally on board with that. Okay, so what'd you think of the intensity?
The intensity was there at moments. I think this isn't like an intense film, but I like the intensity. Um, I wanting the wrist bracelet, got fighting him having to actually literally kill someone over this.
Hmm.
The kidnapping with that, the hell, her dad and him, and letting his girl, you know, leave with him and everything.
Yeah.
There's some good intensity in this. I'd
Yeah.
probably be at an 8 with the intensity.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at a 9 with the intensity level, and I thought the intensity was on so many levels to where you've got the overlaying intensity of, okay, world's coming to an end, so you've got
Oh
that
yeah, and the
whole
comet
thing.
rain coming down. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the pieces of there was that one part where if you're in this area, you got to get out of here, and then all of a sudden the
Yeah.
pieces
All of a sudden, boom, boom,
of the
boom, boom.
comet are
Yeah,
raining down, and the guy's driving through, trying to get out of the way, and it's like taking people out and going through cars, and just a great scene. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I agree. It hit in pieces, but it hit
yeah,
different levels
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
in those
I
pieces to where
actually
you're
go.
like, yeah. So yeah, I think I'm at a 9 with the intensity, and
I'd probably bump mine up to a 92. I just started thinking about the comet falling down and thing. Yeah, that's some
yeah.
good intensity.
Yeah, but yeah, you got the intensity with the two families when one gets
Oh
selected and
yeah.
one doesn't. Yeah, the kidnapping and the whole insulin pump thing, and them trying to find each other,
Oh yeah.
and um,
For leaving the note
and
on the
then
door up
trying to
there.
get on the plane and getting the last plane that's going there, and having to deal with that between him and the pilot,
And
and
then dealing with issues. Oh yeah.
yeah. So I was totally on board with it. It was I think what I liked was the intensity wasn't just about the comet coming to
Hmm.
destroy the planet. There were so many different levels. Um, whereas something like 2002, 2012, it was only about the planet and
Yeah.
not about the rest of the stuff. The rest of the stuff wasn't that intense. It was all about trying to get to China to get on the ships to survive. And
Yep.
then that was the whole
Yep.
intensity of the movie. Um, so the pace of the film,
The pace is a little slower.
it's a
Pace is a
little
little
slower. I think
slower
it's a little more deliberate.
than yeah, than was a disaster movie, which I actually
Yeah,
kind of liked it because of that.
yeah. I liked it. It was a
The
slower
slower pace
burn.
really brought out the intense portions. It really brought in what was going on, and the fear and the worry between the parents and
Yeah.
everything. It's
It,
not a
it made the
very
it made the balls out. It made the balls out stuff that seemed that more intense.
yeah. It really made the ball impactful. And give it a high pace score because it's like I said, it's a slower paced movie. So I'd probably go 7 on the pace.
Yeah, I'm at a 7. Now the suspense.
The suspense is as a 10. This whole movie is suspenseful.
Yeah, it's built because it's like, oh, and again it kind of goes with the intensity. Are they gonna, oh, hey, they're gonna survive. Oh crap, they can't get on the plane. Oh crap, they're separated.
Yeah. Oh
Are they
crap!
gonna
It's
get back
raining
together? Oh
down
crap, the
here.
kid gets kidnapped. Oh,
Oh crap!
oh
Yeah.
crap, the dad hates him. The dad hates the husband. Oh, oh crap, they're trying to get to the plane, and they just it
Oh,
was it was
constant. And like
so many different layers. So yeah,
that slower pace just allows all that suspense to build, which is I think that I'm at a 10 with the suspense.
yeah. Um, So, and the disaster itself. What did you think about the?
The disaster itself, I have to put it at a 10. I mean, the freaking comet is coming to. It's a planet killer. It's a PK. It's
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because it's and I think the ending made it so it's a 9 for me because yeah, it's supposed to be a planet killer, but yet they come out and the birds singing and they can survive. So it wasn't.
a planet
It,
killer.
it
Okay. Oh no,
wasn't. It
I get you
you
there.
know
I get
and
you there.
it lays into the I still think it was epic. I mean,
Yeah.
for how epic it is, I'd give it a
Yeah.
10, but I think I'm at a 9 for the disaster.
No, I get you. I get you there. They call it a PK. It wasn't a true PK because they were able to survive.
Yeah,
It didn't destroy everything on planet. It
yeah,
didn't knock them back into an ice age because they had to deal with 5 years of freaking cosmic dust blocking out the sun. Uh, so yeah, yeah, 9. I'd give that a 9.
yeah,
But going transitioning into the next one for epic, that's definitely a 10.
yeah.
I
It's global. Everybody
global,
was running. All kinds of stuff were happening. Yeah, it's a global threat, extinction level. So yeah,
yeah, it
yeah,
was
I'm at a 10
definitely
for epic.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, there were only two tens on this, huh?
yep, only 2 10s. So 88 is
88.
where we're
That's
at.
not a bad score, I don't think.
That's a good score. I'm double checking my math here. 17, 26, 34, 43, 52, 59, 69, 78, 88. Yep, 88. Because
88?
I think because when I originally scored the movie, I gave it an 82.
Oh, okay,
Um,
wow.
when I first saw it. So yeah, I'm actually changing my tune a little bit after our discussion. So yeah, and we're averaging it out.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
hmm Um, okay. I'm gonna leave this up to you if you wanna hang out. I got 2 more. Or no, sorry, I got 3 more.
You got three
Um,
more.
I got 3 more because I had 6 movies altogether.
Oh, wow. Which other one did you throw in there?
Um,
I saw
so
Coaster.
David's pick was The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
My pick was Twister, and then I threw in Armageddon because you threw in Greenland. So I wanted to do another
Yeah, okay.
like comet thing to compare
Yeah.
the 2 movies.
I'm surprised 2012 didn't make the list.
Yeah, you know what? I was like, okay, but I liked it. I liked it for what it kind of like Moonfall. I
Yeah.
liked Moonfall, but it
Actually,
wasn't
no.
it wasn't amazing. But the 4K transfer is awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so what do you think? You want to do a little Armageddon?
Real quick, let's do a little Armageddon, and then that one has to be my last one because I gotta
Okay.
get to
Oh, wait,
bed.
one picture of Greenland that I want to show.
Ah, dude,
It was when
that
the comet hit.
hits. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the global picture.
yeah,
Shoosh.
yeah. It was really cool.
Watching that shockwave go all the way around the world. That was
Yeah,
cool.
it was really neat.
All right,
Um,
let's
all right,
knock out Armageddon.
let's knock out Armageddon,
And
and
automatically
then
the cast is a 10.
yeah, it's everybody and their dog.
You got the
You got Bruce, you got Ben, you got Liv Tyler, Billy Bob Thornton. Again, you got another one with Keith David, um, Owen Wilson, uh, Michael Clark Duncan,
Michael Clark Duncan,
Will Patton,
Will Patton.
Steve Buscemi.
Dude,
Dude,
Jason
I think yeah,
yeah.
I think I'm out. It's like there's
Yeah, you could have stopped. Yeah, a
I could
while
have
ago.
I could have stopped at 5 and it'd be a 10. If this should be a 20.
Yeah,
for the
this
cast. But
was
yeah,
our
it's definitely a 10 for the cast.
which takes us into acting.
Hmm.
I think the acting was underwhelming for the cast.
I think it was solid, but yeah, it's not a 10.
It's not a 10. I was gonna say an 8 for the acting on this movie.
Yeah, I'm down for that one. That's a good score.
And then what's after acting? Plot.
Plot. I was writing it on day after tomorrow.
Done messed up the order.
Totally. Um, that's okay. All right, so I'm trying to save another picture of Armageddon. I don't even want to use that one, but I just kind of grabbed it. Um, I wanted more of the with the comet and space and stuff, or the asteroid.
Oh
Um, okay, so the plot reads as after discovering that an asteroid the size of Texas will impact Earth in less than a month, NASA recruits a misfit team of deep core drillers to save the planet.
see, for some reason that seems like far fetched. It's I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, they have to train drillers to be astronauts instead of training astronauts how to drill. Um, and and their whole point was, you know, big balls, Harry Stamper, um, can feel the drilling and make sure he's
Oh,
at the right depth and what's going on. And even that kind of fell by the wayside because they landed on the wrong spot and they were
oh
doing
yeah,
all that kind of stuff. So they, um, and he's like, I know this can't be more than 50 feet. And he goes, because if it's more, we're screwed. So it was
no,
really kind of, um, I didn't get that element.
I'm kind of
I
stepping
still,
off.
I still, you know, I still like the plot. I still, but I think I'm at a 7
Yeah, I'm at a 7 on the
for the
plot.
plot.
Yeah,
Um, the ending, I'm, I,
Harry
I,
dies.
yeah, I'm at a 10. I, I mean, the whole with he's like, I got to break my promise and I got to stay here and blow up this rock, and everybody escapes, and he closes his eyes and blam, and the whole thing goes off, and everybody sees it. It was very, very Independence Day
Oh yeah,
when
very
when the
very.
asteroid
But
explodes,
yeah, it
and
was a 10. It really is. It's
yeah, you can't. So anybody, if there's anything that guy can do, that guy can do an ending to where you're just
oh,
like, oh man, totally, totally awesome. Um, so what do you think of the story?
stories. It was good. It was good. I like the dynamic between him and Ben and Liv. Uh, I I think it's far fetched that it was easier for them to teach them to be astronauts than to teach astronauts to be drillers. Considering astronauts are more likely high level engineers to begin with. Uh,
Well, yeah, they're generally at least genius level IQ, and
yeah, it's so it. I think that lost a little bit of the story on me. I think I'm at an 8 on the story.
yeah, that's a solid number. I'm down for that. Okay, intensity.
It's a good
It's
intense
good. It's
movie.
really good intensity. Like I said, this
Flying on the comet.
yeah,
It's
with the whole thing, and things are starting to hit the planet early,
yeah,
and then and then stuff's going on. I mean, and yeah, um I think this is one I'm at a 10 for intensity
yeah.
because it's like global and it's like and this is one though where they're like we're gonna fight it instead of we're just gonna try
Yeah,
to survive like Greenland. It's
yeah,
like we're gonna go at it and try to save the planet
yeah,
because we know this is gonna be a planet killer
yeah.
and we need to get up there
It's the size of
and
Texas. I mean,
yeah
that's bad.
yeah
uh, yeah, that's yeah.
so I think the intensity is a 10 for me.
I would agree with that one.
Okay.
I mean, we're worst environment imaginable. That's all you had to say,
Yeah,
right?
that's all I had
So, worst thing imaginable. That's all you had to
yeah,
say.
yeah. That's all I had to say. Worst environment imaginable. Um, so the pace of the film.
This is a wishy-washy pace. So it's fast in parts, it's slow in others. It's kind of weird. They don't have like a steadiness to it.
Yeah,
It's
it
big
doesn't build,
big
so it
highs
doesn't.
and lows
Yeah,
in it. So I'm not really too big on the pace. I like a lot of the comedy inside the lows of the
mm,
pace.
yeah,
Uh, but I'd probably put this around an 8 or so for
yeah,
pace.
yeah. No, I'm down for that. And for the same reasons. Yeah, it's the pace is up and
Yeah,
down. Um, but yeah, it'll be like bang, and then now
yeah,
we got to go get all the drillers because they're all hiding,
yeah.
doing stuff. So they chase Owen Wilson on a horse, and they
Oh yeah,
catch Steve Buscemi gambling or Chick was gambling. Check him. Oh, you're gonna find him at Caesar's Palace. Um,
oh yeah.
uh, and so that was pretty cool. The suspense
The
of the
suspense
film.
is good on this one though. Like, what are
Yeah,
they
I
going to
think
be able to
it's
land the rigs on the comet?
yeah,
Oh no, they did land in the wrong spot. Are they going to be able to drill in this area?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. And then
oh
the one shuttle like explodes.
hell, when
But
they're fueling up at the Russian space station,
yeah,
it's. Or am I thinking of the other one with the Russian space station?
no, you're right.
Yeah, it's this one. Yeah.
That's that one.
uh, yeah, it's a lot. It's got some good suspense in it. It's
Yeah, I don't think I'm at a 10.
no, I don't even know if I'm at a 9 though either.
Yeah,
So
no, me neither. I think I'm at an 8.
I was thinking an 8 on the suspense. Yeah, I like 8. Eight's a good number for me on the suspense.
Okay, the disaster element
Well,
of the movie. And again, it's like this is supposed to be a global killer
yeah, extinction event.
extinction event and it would have been you
If
got the
they,
impression, cuz
yeah,
you got the,
if they
um
don't split it, it happens.
yeah, they've got to split it at the right point so both halves kind of do this bit.
And they have to get it before it reaches a certain point.
Yeah.
It's yeah, the disaster level on here is high.
Yeah.
I I
Are
think
are you at a 10?
I because Greenland we put at a 9
We
because it wasn't a true
because it
team.
didn't, because you think, well, and then like the thing crashed
Yeah,
and you thought that the whole planet was destroyed and they weren't going to be able to come out for 50 years or whatever,
yeah.
but that didn't turn out to be the case. This one was more like you knew it was going to end, but they were able to stop it.
Stop it. So I would put it at a 10. I think
Yeah.
it doesn't lose that point because they did their job.
Yeah.
Um, and then of course, Epic. This is another global scale
Yeah.
event. In fact, it takes out a whole area before when the chunk broke off.
Yeah.
Uh, I think epic proportion, global scale. Everybody's gonna die. It's a 10 on the epic too. Yeah, you have to put a 10 on the epic, don't you?
Yeah. I think my only the only reason why I might not, and this is kind of the other way where I'm at a 10, but then maybe a 9, and that's because they weren't just trying to hide and survive. Well, everybody was doing that except for the drillers, and so they had a plan. They were going to go
Yeah.
fight this thing and try to stop it. And but everyone else was like, "Oh crap, we're done." It's not.
Oh yeah.
Um, they didn't. There was no survive plan. It was we got to go destroy that or we're dead.
Yes.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think I'm on that note I'm at a 10. But yeah, the fact is that they stopped it. Unlike Greenland where they couldn't stop it, it just didn't do the damage that they thought it would.
Yeah. It hit in the part of the ocean where it could absorb the impact.
Right. Right. Kind of like Deep Impact did, which was
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
one with Armageddon
Yeah.
where it broke off and the
Yeah.
smaller chunk hit the ocean and like wiped everything out, but it didn't destroy the planet, and then they were able to destroy the big chunk. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I enjoyed that. But yeah, I think we're at a 10.
Yeah.
I'm liking that. And that puts that as at an 89,
Wow, it scored higher than Greenland.
higher than Greenland.
Wow.
Yep,
Nice.
nice, good score. All right, I got
Unfortunately, I do have to get off. Are you gonna finish up the last two?
I'm gonna finish up the last two.
All right. Hopefully, your boy gets back on.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that's gonna happen,
I don't think it's
but on
gonna.
a picture of Armageddon, so all the cars are flipped over.
Yeah,
This was
that's
a
when the dog.
Yeah, this is the beginning. This is like the first scene where it's like, we're at
where
war and
the junk hits New York and freaking takes out freaking God, what does his name? Stand-up comedian. He's walking his dog.
yeah. Um,
Hell's his name?
what is his name?
The only thing I can remember is the movie The New Kid for some reason.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a Michael Bay movie,
Mm-hmm.
so it's definitely like major over the top.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
such a good movie though. I
Yeah.
really did enjoy it.
Yeah. So good. But yeah, God, I'm think it's not Cat Williams, but that's the one that I think his name's Eddie something. Eddie Griffin.
Eddie
I
Griffith,
think.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Eddie Griffith.
There it is. I found it. Uh, that just like dug in the back of my head, pulled that out. There it is. Um,
Oh yeah.
um, but yeah, so yeah, I've got Day After Tomorrow and Twister to do.
All right.
But so yeah, I'll go with Twister and then see if David comes back. But if not, I'm gonna do the last two movies by myself
All
and
right.
score them.
Sorry
But
to lose you.
no, no, that's totally cool. We agreed on the time, and you actually went a half an hour over what you wanted to do. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you staying on with me, bro. And
No worries. We'll
we're
try.
getting together tomorrow
Yeah.
for the regular lowdown, where we'll score our last 5 animated movies and rank those. And then Saturday for Spirits of Spirits, where I will be in the hotel and
Yeah.
you'll be at home.
Yeah. Hey,
So
Rob,
we'll see how my internet is.
hopefully better than mine. All right,
Yeah.
but well, I'm gonna get off of here. Enjoy the last 2 movies there, and I will talk to you tomorrow when I get off of work.
Okay, sounds good, brother.
All right, but catch you
All
later.
right. All right, later. Me. So it is just me for the last 2 movies, and I'm going to throw that down a little bit. Um, okay, so let's get right into Twister. Twister was my personal pick for my favorite disaster movie, and I think, gosh, I love Twister. I love how it plays out. It's so good, and such an amazing cast. And yeah, I really hate talking to myself. um, I'm gonna try to find another picture to see if I can catch it. It's not the best one, but I like it. So I'm gonna grab that, and we're gonna close that. All right, so let's talk cast. So again, cast, you got Bill Paxton, you got Helen Hunt, you got Philip Seymour Hoffman, you've got Alan Ruck, you got Jamie Gertz. So I'm at a 10, and that's before everybody else. Um, so for sure a 10. And I'm going to save this as Twister 2. Badoop. Um, so yeah, 10 for the cast. The acting I thought was solid. I love the characters in the movie. I don't think I'm at a 10, but I'm at a 9 for the acting because really cool. And before I got to know who Philip Seymour Hoffman was, and he was a brilliant actor, may he rest. And Bill Paxton, he also passed away. So yeah, I think I'm at a 9 for the acting. Let's read the plot. Bill and Joe Harding, advanced storm chasers on the brink of divorce, must join together to create an advanced weather alert system by putting themselves in the crosshairs of extremely violent tornadoes. Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. I'm not going to give that a 10. But I think I'm at a 9. I think I'm at a 9 for the plot. It's just me scoring them now. So, and this was my favorite of the group. So I'm not, I'm going to try to be as objective as I can. Um, and let's go ending. Ending was really good. Here I am. Yay. Um, I think the ending was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Um, again, I don't think I'm at a 10 for the ending, but Joe and Bill get back together, and Jamie Gertz leaves, and this huge tornado that should have killed them, they, they do the thing, and the weather system works, and they're in the the eye of the tornado, and they've strapped themselves to the pole, to the pipe that goes way deep in the ground, and they're like going like pointing straight up, and they're looking up through the funnel, and I thought that was a really cool scene. Um, so yeah, I'm at a 9 for the ending. And then for the story, I think I'm at an 8 for the story. And I thought there were a couple of minor holes in the story where I wanted more answers than I got, and it would have been I think it would have been cool. I think we got just enough character development, but I wanted more backstory into Joe and Bill's relationship. And I didn't really feel like I got that. It was just like, and I didn't get hardly anything about him being a weatherman. I think a scene of him being a weatherman would have been funny. And then his relationship with Jamie Gertz was interesting. So yeah, I think I'm at an 8. Good, but not great. Solid story. The intensity of the film, because they're chasing these tornadoes, trying to get in the path, trying to monitor them, do the thing, that raises the level of intensity up for me. Um, and then the things that happen to their vehicles and when they're at the drive-in and things like that. So really good intensity. I am not at a 10 or even a 9. I think I'm at an 8 for the intensity on this. Hmm. And the music kind of let the gas out of the wind out of the sail a little bit. So the music was kind of like dee dee, and then that kind of strays from the intensity. So yeah, I think I'm at an 8 for the intensity. I did really enjoy the pace. I enjoyed the pace of the film, and I think because of how it builds and all the stuff, I think I'm at a 9 for the pace. I think the pace is really good. The suspense, I'm also going to give a 9 to, because you don't know whether they're going to get that thing up, if anybody's going to die, what's going to happen with the other team. Um, so yeah, I was really liking that. The disaster element of this with the tornadoes and it building from F2 to an F5, being finger of God, and them building with that. So I'm at a 10 for the disaster element, and for the epic nature, the damage that it does and things like that, I think I'm at a 9 for the epic. So 18, 27, 37, 45, 53, 62, 71, 81, 90. So I am at a 90. Let me make sure I got that right. Had a lot of 9s in here. So yeah, two 10s, two 8s, the rest are 9s, so 90. Um, so yeah, that's pretty darn good. And that leads me to, hold on, let's put my twister picture up. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Had a lot of fun. All right. So I'd like to hear your opinion, what you thought of that movie. So the last movie that we're going to do is The Day After Tomorrow, and this was my son's pick for his favorite, and rightfully so. I always tag team this. So whenever I'm watching disaster movies, and I do this I'm uh, whenever I'm whenever there's a storm coming in, um, I always watch two disaster movies. I always watch Day After Tomorrow and Twister together. Um, so it's I don't know, it's pretty awesome. Nope, I'm gonna do that. Okay, that one's in place. Let's go ahead and talk about the cast. So we got um, we got we got Dennis Quaid, we got Jake Gyllenhaal, we got Emmy Rossum, which I probably didn't recognize. Celia Ward, I recognized. Tamlin Tomita, which was um, a teenage crush of mine. Ian Holm. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I'm at a 9 for the cast. And I think that's good. Acting, I think, is very well done. So I'm gonna make that. Um, I think I'm gonna make that a 9 as well because I really like the characters. I like how they played out, all the way down to the smaller ones. Um, Jake Gyllenhaal's friends, the people in the library. So yeah, I'm totally down for that. Okay, so let's read the plot. Jack Hall, paleoclimatologist, must make a daring trek from Washington, D.C. to New York City to reach his son, trapped in the crosshairs of a sudden international storm which plunges the planet into a new ice age. Dude, I really think the whole dad trying to get to his son is a subplot. It's like, dude, planet, we're going into an ice age, and my son's here, so I got to try to get to him. Um, I think that's secondary to the actual meat of the movie, which is the whole planet's going into an ice age. And the thing about the day after tomorrow is the disasters are crazy. So this is interesting. So the plot. Yeah, I'm totally down for this. I think I'm at a 9 for the plot. The ending of the movie, which ends uh, very, very interestingly, to where it's just um, they're trying to, everybody's trying to survive. All of a sudden, the storm lifts, and again, you get that kind of fluff ending to where it's like, oh, I've learned my lesson, and people have survived, so we're sending rescue parties. I still loved it. God, I'm gonna be at an 8. I think an 8 for the ending, and I loved how the story built, but I am also, uh, boy, I think I'm at an 8 for the story as well. There were a couple of minor holes in the story, but all in all, I think it was really solid. Um, the intensity of the movie is is a 10. for me. It's it's intense all the way through, and there's not just because you get the like I said, you get all the different storms. You get the like the super rain, you get the flooding, then you get the then you get the snow and the cold and the freezing, and then you get the instant freeze of the ice age thing. So it had so many levels of intensity to it. And so yeah, I got to give that a 10. The pace of the film, I'm looking at a 7 for the pace because it was a little slower, but that made the major moments more major. Um, but really, it's just freeze. So that, but yeah, there's a couple places where it ramps up, but I think all in all, I'm at a 7 for the pace. The suspense of the movie, where it's like, are they going to survive? Um, uh, how long is this going to take? How long is it going to last? I think it's solid suspense. Not as high as the intensity, but I think I'm at a 9 for the suspense. Now, the disaster, I think the what makes this movie is that the number of disasters in the film. Because you get the hail in Japan, you get the snow in India, you get um, the tornadoes in LA, and then the major rain and the flooding um, in New York, and then everything freezes. So it's not just like all of a sudden everything starts raining and it's cold. It's like different storms and stuff everywhere. Like category 6 hurricanes. They just kind of showed that a hurricane was happening in this area and things like that. So yeah, I'm at a 10 for the disaster, and then I'm at a 10 for how epic it is because again, global threat. All you can do is try to survive and um, pray that you can make it to Mexico or that you can wait it out in the New York Public Library and burn a lot of tax law books. So and I'm going to show this one because, man, it's so good. It's absolutely a great movie. Um, okay, so let's add them up. 27, 35, 43, 53, 60, 79, 89. Woo, all right. Um, okay, so um, coming in at number 6 was Volcano with an 80. Dante's Peak was at 5 with an 83. At 4 is Greenland with an 88. At three, I'm going to go Armageddon with an 89. At 2, Day After Tomorrow with an 89. And at number 1 with a 90 is Twister. So that is how we're ranking those disaster movies. Um, in the future, we're going to do another one with disaster movies, and we're going to have 10 and do another ranking and score them up. So that'll be fun, but that's going to be like way down the road. We got to get through all the genres first. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I don't know why I got you guys. So blocking all that. I think that's the first time I've gotten that on YouTube. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm under 2 hours for this for 6 movies, which is great. So I think it was a little bit faster me doing it by myself, but I miss John and my son here to finish this up. Okay, so coming up tomorrow is we're going to talk about our last 5 animated movies, and we're going to score those. I have an unboxing coming up. On Saturday is Spirits with Spirits, episode 16, where we're going to be talking about ley lines. Next Monday, the 23rd, I'm going to be on Geeks and Flicks at 6 p.m. Pacific time, where we're going to discuss our favorite slipcovers, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And then next Wednesday, for the regular lowdown, we're going to do our top comedies. So look for 5 of our favorite comedies that we're going to score. That'll be an interesting thing. So I'm looking forward to that. And boy, I got so many things coming up, but I think those are the most immediate ones. You guys feel free to like and subscribe. Please turn on your notifications so you can get advised of more streams coming, more high fives, and more lowdown episodes. And also, yeah, look for unboxings and things like that coming up. I think that's it for me. This is David from the 4K Lowdown signing off. I'm going to throw the intro on and then we're going to be out. You guys take care.